product, market, message, match. Product, market, message, match. Burn these 3 words into your brain. This is the goal, okay? When you get these 3 things figured out, I'm going to go ahead and just say you're set. Product, market, message, match. Now, I alluded to this in the previous episode about digital oil wells. And a lot of people are super focused on product, market, match. I'd call that the VC, venture capital, the angel investor, or the founder approach to the world, right? Everyone in Silicon Valley is stumbling around trying to figure out product, market, match. Copywriters, digital marketers, salespeople, the people who ring the cash register, they care about that market message match. Because nobody pulls out a credit card until the message matches and resonates with what the market's got going on in their head. And the product is simply the thing that helps that market get to where they want to go. I really enjoy simmering down these abstract concepts of business into their simplest forms. And I've probably had other, this is the one thing you have to get right type ideas out there. And I talk a lot of smack about people who say, oh, you're just one of these away, right? The you're just one funnel away crowd. Well, why does that same company have a WordPress blog? If they were just one funnel away themselves, they wouldn't need a WordPress blog, but yet they're pouring just tons of energy into a WordPress blog. And I mention that because I want you to remember that everyone's lying to you. Somehow lying became acceptable as marketing. And now you got greedy gurus teaching others to do that same thing, and they parade them across stage, and it's absolutely despicable. But you can still create a very successful business as long as you get these 3 things dialed in. The product, the market, and the message. So let's dig into these a little bit more. So market, I'm going to start with the market one, okay? This is the audience. Who are you serving? And probably more importantly, what are they trying to accomplish? It's my personal belief that this is the most overlooked part from solopreneurs, right? Individual entrepreneurs, individuals who step up and like, I'm going to make a whole business, I'm going to do it my damn self. Solopreneurs. Because generally what happens is the solopreneur is coming at it from, I hate my boss, I hate my commute, I hate my cubicle, I have to escape, the rat race is killing me, the treadmill is on too high, I have to escape this. So how can I go get some? Right? Like I'm number one, how can number one go get some? Which is a recipe for disaster because you, as a solopreneur, your goals are different than the goals of your market. And when your content, your products, when everything is actually focused on your market, really understanding them, what they want, where they're going, how they feel, what their fears are, all the little copywriting things, when we get all of that, the other pieces become easy. The product, obviously, is the thing that helps your market accomplish what they seek to accomplish. But even having those 2 things dialed in correctly isn't enough. You could have the best done-for-you composting gadget in the world, that is perfect for people who want to build soil and do organic gardening at home. But if your messaging sucks, no one's going to give you the time of day. And I think people who create really, really good products actually have this problem the most. They're like, well, I actually built the absolute best product on the market for that solution. I don't have to go do sales copy, right? People are just going to show up because I built the best damn thing the world's ever seen. No, they won't just show up. We must use marketing to capture their attention and ultimately sales to persuade them to pull out their credit card to do the thing that's in their best interest. And everything really stems from your knowledge of your market, your audience, who they are and what they want and where they're going in their life, because then you can create the things that will help them get there. And this is true if you're doing affiliate marketing or even if you just want to build a YouTube channel, if that's like your whole business model is to just be a YouTuber. Your product is ultimately your videos. Your market is who you're serving. The messages, obviously, are the titles, the descriptions, the thumbnails, and the videos themselves. So in my early YouTube adventure, when I was doing my 120-day challenge, which was when I published 120 videos in 120 consecutive days, I had a rough idea of my market. Marketers, digital entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. Product, I was just videos. I'm just going to make videos. That's going to be my whole product. Getting people to literally subscribe and watch my videos was the goal. And it was message. I had built a very successful and lucrative business. I had been full-time online for 6 years. So I knew what needed to be done, but how do I communicate that in a way that's going to match with my market? And maybe if you listen to the digital oil well one from yesterday, I was talking about bath bombs and soaps, right? Doing like these little businesses. Well, so there's a product. Who's the market for that? I don't know. Better figure that out. Because if you don't know who is ultimately your best customer, then there's no way you can know the actual thing that they want, okay? Because they don't want the bath bomb. They want the experience, the luxurious spa-like experience at home with organic peppermint. Oh God, I'm at the end of it. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, hence me not running a successful bath bomb business. And then how do you communicate that? And this is where in that world, so let's say like, I like to think of this whole category of businesses as the local farmers market businesses. Whether you're selling high-end mushrooms, right? Like shiitakes, oyster mushrooms, which are really easy to grow. And they can fetch, I don't know, $20 a pound type stuff. Or whether you're doing the soaps and the bath bombs and, that bulk apothecary company. They've got body butter and lotions. You can private label all of it. So you could literally go deck out a full-on like business that you could take to your local farmers markets. So you got a product. In a sense, you kind of have a market, right? There's people gathering together in person, and some of those people are gathering to try to sell things, and other people are gathering to buy things. And then you see who walks up. You learn how to talk to them. Learn how to sell. Hey, your hands feeling dry? Come check this out. It's all organic shea butter, and it will undry your hands. I don't know. Probably come up with something better than that. But here's what would happen in that scenario. You'd have lots of conversations. You'd have tester bottles and tester things everywhere. You would try talking about it in a lot of different ways. You would observe who comes up and who actually expresses interest, and then you would pay attention to where did that conversation go? What was the order of conversation from the people who bought the most stuff? That information is so valuable. Because once you really know that, so let's say you do a season of farmers markets, for example, to get that feedback loop really in the moment, belly to belly with people, You will learn who, out of all the people who go to the farmer's market, what is that avatar? What's the type of person that comes up and buys? Wow, look at that. It looks like women in their 50s and 60s. Oh, look at that. It looks like women in their 60s and 70s. I didn't know it was going to skew to that age. Oh, how about that? The 30-year-olds are buying the bath bombs. Had no clue. But this is how you can learn in some of these worlds. And on YouTube, I've got a free video series. It's I think it's actually one big video, and it's my customer avatar class or workshop. And it's a deep dive. We're on slideshows, and there's actually a printable PDF for you to go through. It's got like 4 or 5 pages, and I walk you through the process. So if you're like, dude, I'm not going and setting up a farmer's market stand, I get it. Sometimes that ain't the right thing for your business. That's cool. Go through that process and take time really thinking about and understanding your market. The product, I like looking into the magazines. I still today in 2022 think that magazines are an underutilized tool by most marketers. You should absolutely be subscribed to all of the magazines in your niche or in the realm of what your avatar would be interested in. For example, let's say you were doing bushcraft knives as an affiliate review site, or everyday carry knives, camping knives. Well, I'd go down to the local grocery store, not the big box bookstores, because those really aren't around in many communities anymore. But most local grocery stores have at least a small to medium-sized magazine rack inside of them. These are the magazines that get the highest distribution today. So then I'd look, okay, well, my people who are interested in camping and knives, what else might they be interested in? Oh, Field and Stream, hunting, handgun magazines, guns and ammo. Perfect, I buy them all. Then I'd subscribe to all of them. 2 things will happen at that point. They'll mail you more of them. It's amazing. And they will sell your information, and they will rent your address out to advertisers who will mail you other types of offers. Pro tip: don't do this from your home address. You should have a local address at like a UPS store or like a mailboxes, etc. Okay, that's the address you should be using for your business. And then just open it up, flip through. What products are being advertised? Now, if you're really ambitious, you could go on eBay, or maybe you can even call their subscription department, and you can see if you can get the last 12 issues, the back issues, or the last year. Sometimes they're bi-monthly, for example. So that would be 6 issues. Sit down with them. Cut out all the ads. Group them all together. What you'll do is you'll start to see patterns. And what you really want to see are the products that have been advertised in that magazine for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 months, for years. Because if they were losing money on those ads, they wouldn't run them for a year. And then right there, you're going to get some brilliant ideas of the different products that are working. Because if Company B has been running this fishing rod reel thing in the Guns and Ammo magazine for 12 months, interesting. Maybe there's enough of an overlap with this audience and that audience and my knife. Oh, maybe a fillet knife. Okay, interesting. Now I can synthesize a new idea and think about a product that would work for that market. And the whole time you're looking at the headlines, you're looking at the messages on all of those ads that are used in those magazines to sell the things that pay for the ad space. Bingo. Getting all the data right there. And I believe this is inside of the Customer Avatar workshop, but you can go find the media, the rate card for the media kit of the magazine. And generally they're on their website. So if you go to the magazine's website and look at the bottom, there should be something that says like media kit or rate card, advertising prices. And essentially you want to act like you're an advertiser, and they'll tell you what their demographics and psychographics are of their audience. So you can leverage their market research. They'll tell you for Golf Magazine, it's 55-year and older dudes who make $100,000 a year, and they'll tell you everything about their audience. Bingo. You can cross that off your list. Then you can look through all the past golfing magazines to see all the things that are being sold to golfers over the last 12 months, cut them out, group them together. Clubs are over here, balls are over here, all the types of things, group them together. And then it's about the messaging from there. And what I would recommend you do is grab a glue stick and some poster board and take all of those cut up ads and just glue them onto a poster board and hang them around your office. If you want to go like fancy tech, bust out your camera, your phone, take a bunch of pictures of each one, put them on a white piece of paper and take a picture of each ad, really close as you can, so you get as big of a picture as you can. And then you should be able to upload all that to like Vistaprint or some local printer, and they'll make you some big posters. And you hang them up around. So then your office walls are beautifully decorated with the products and the messages that are a match for your market. Whole lot of good ideas come from that right there. Generally speaking, you're going to really truly commit into one market. Okay, like this is the one thing that if you bounce around from market to market to market, you never really start to learn what their hot buttons are, what their fears are, what their desires are, what they're actually after. It makes everything so much more different. Like changing your market means you're starting at zero again. But your product, that's where you're going to be doing a lot of testing. Well, they want the free credit card knife offer that I can run from Survival Life? Do they want the belt buckle knife concealed thing? I don't know. But each test in that direction of the product helps you really learn more about your market. Okay, so we come up with our best idea of our market from as much data as we can get, and then the products are testing that idea. I think my people will like this. Let me go build that out. And then you got to write your sales message for it. You better be relying on stuff that's already worked for that marketplace. You have yourself a test. Now you just got to run traffic. Spin up some Facebook ads. You got traffic running 20, 30 minutes. Anybody buy anything? I mentioned my free plus shipping idea in the Digital Oil Wells episode that aired yesterday. And I got an email from my buddy Dwight, who's been a student for a long time, looking around for his product market message match. And I had mentioned this idea to him a little bit ago, and I'll be damned. Dwight ain't seen a couple of sales come in with this. Didn't work exactly as expected the first time in the first way, but he got it, and he got one with an upsell, and bada bing, bada boom. Went from an idea of something his audience would like, made some cheap little products, doing exactly what I said inside that last audio, wrote an ad, that's messaging, wrote a landing page, that's messaging. Let's call it a sales page. Got the messaging dialed on the checkout page, added on some bumps and some upsells, bada bing, bada boom. He put a few bucks in and he got 12 bucks out. Made himself a little profit there. That's one vote that he had the product market message matched. Now he has other products he's going to test, and he has other messaging he's going to continue to test on the thing that worked. Okay. So the market is, he's ticked that box. He knows who he's working with. He's been focused on these folks for a long time. What are they buying? Perfect. The product, this was kind of a new product following that method. Bingo. Got one to work. He has 3 or 4 different variations that he's going to test over time, but he just started with one. First one kind of flopped. Second one clicked. Perfect. Now it's all about message. How does he get that average order value up? Because it might cost $7 to make a sale and $5 cost of goods sold, and he's only It costs him $15 to make it, and he's net negative $3. So there's a gap that he has to clear type scenario. One of them didn't have a gap. One of them, he was cash flow positive right from the get-go. And that's really it. Product, market, message, match. This is why you should be studying copywriting. This is why you should be studying sales. And the more you can engage with that side of the game, the better you're going to get at the messaging that compels your market to take action on your product. And if you can't get your market to take action on your product, you ain't gonna make no money. It's that simple. But if you've got the wrong product, you got the right market, you got a really good message for them, but the product stinks, you might make some sales, but that refund rate is going to cause a lot of problems. Or you're just flat out not going to sell. Like, great copy is not going to sell a turd. It's a turd. Nobody wants it. There are things in this world that just flat out nobody wants. No matter how good you are at selling them. So I share these three things in this order, right? The concept, the product, market, message, match idea, because I want to help you simplify what you're actually working on. The less plates you have spinning in your world, the more efficient and the more skilled you can be at those few things that need to get done. And again, if you're doing pure affiliate, this stuff matters. This is the same thing. So let's say you're doing a green smoothie website as an affiliate and you do a bunch of recipes and it's healthy living. Cool. Who's the market? Is it busy moms who want to make more healthy food for their kids because their kids are getting a little, got an extra 15 pounds on like a 13-year-old kid? That ain't no good. You're going to talk to that mom differently than if your audience is actually skinny fat dudes who are in their 30s who want to get ripped. Or if it's 50-year-old dad bod dudes who want to lose the spare tire. It's all green smoothies and blenders. Same product. Different market, different message. And for an affiliate, what you're doing is all your content pieces on your product. That's your current products is, can I get impressions on this? Does Google like it? Because that's one of your audience members. Can I get clicks from a human being? Do they read? Do they stay on my page longer than 14 seconds? Or does everybody who land on my page just click back and leave? If everybody's leaving, you got a message problem, big time. And there's data that will tell you that. Analytics, Google Webmaster Tools. But if you're just going for the game, and the game is to make money, to sell things, then your data points are hidden inside of your conversion rates. How many people landed on my sales page? How many people purchased? Divide them together. That's your conversion rate. How much money did I make? Cool. Divide that number by how many people landed on the page. This is your earnings per click number. Now you have a consistent number, so you can look at product A, product B, product C, product D that you've launched, and you can measure product A had a 42-cent earnings per click, product B had 31 cents earning per click, product C had $1.52 earning per click. Seems like everybody likes the product C. I'll stick with that one. Now let me add a bump. Let me add an upsell to it. Let me test it this way. Let's build an advertorial around it. Let me retarget the people who landed on that sales page with another sales page. Let me retarget those folks with an opt-in. Let me use a two-step opt-in to build a list so I can follow up with the 80% of people who didn't actually buy when they made it to the checkout page. Message, 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 message. Those are all messages, different pre-frames. And this is the game. So this is what my wife and I do all the time. We're still focused on our same one market. I've been to so many events for our market. I'm going to another one this summer. It's a 4-day spiritual intensive retreat experience. I'm all about it. I love it. I enjoy it. But I'm going to be listening to the things that people are talking about in the hallways. I'm going to be paying attention to who's there. How old are they? What are they into? I'm trying to figure out the other people in that space that they love. Who are your favorite YouTubers? What podcasts do you listen to? I'm trying to figure out what other messages they like to consume. And I'm driving my ass halfway across the country, spending, I don't know, $5,000 or so on the whole event with the rooms and the blah, 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 blah for my wife and I both. It's business expense. Those are my people. Not just, those aren't just my people. Those are my people. That's my market. Those are the people who are willing to spend $2, $3, $4, $5,000 to go get in that room. Ah, man, these are like ambitious versions of my people. And I'm going to listen. I'm much more interested in the conversations that are going to happen in the hallways than I am the presentations that are going to happen from inside of the event. Lucky for me, I love the niche. I love what we do. I love all those experiences. So it's a win-win for me. But I'm just trying to help you see that if you sell gemstones or gemstone jewelry, well, did you make it to the Tucson Gem Show this past year? Because it's the biggest gem show in the world. And it might be smart to wander around and talk to the vendors and see what's selling for them. Hey, what's your best seller? Hey, what's your best seller? That's what the most ambitious entrepreneurs are doing. And I hope you are one of those ambitious few. And I hope I'm giving you ideas that are sparking more steps you can take on this path of being that most dedicated person in your market for your audience. This is the game. When you dial it in, you get a product that matches that market and you get the right messaging. Bingo, you can automate it out as an oil well. Ta-da! What do you do then? Well, I clearly know the market. That product worked. I see all these ads hanging around my office because I've taken all these pictures, all these magazine ads of the other stuff people are selling. Well, let me go try that thing. I see 19 ads for that thing. Well, let me go make my version of that thing and try it. Well, what headline should I use? I don't know. Let me just go look at the 19 headlines I got right there and let me come up with something. I'm not going to steal their headline ideas, but I'm going to pay really clear attention to the hook and the angle that's working on the most published ones. Bingo. Well, product, message, same market, run it out, test it, tweak it, optimize it. There's going to be a gap. First going to launch it, cash flow negative, $6 per unit. Uh-oh. Well, now I just need a bump. Test a different bump, 2 bumps, 3 bumps, throw an upsell, throw a downsell. Bingo. Cash flow positive. Automate that one. On to the next. Stacking up oil wells. Product, market, message, match. That's the game. If you go create some of these posters and if you do this, I want to see them. So take pictures of it, mention me on Instagram or hit me up on Twitter. Twitter's kind of where I actually am, right? Like I'm a human on Twitter. I'm kind of repulsed by Zuckerberg's businesses. I don't allow those apps on my phone. They're just incredible time sucks. And they're amazing distraction mechanisms used for social control. And that just weirds me out. So I don't go in there much. Twitter's the same damn thing, but somehow I'm okay with it because it's the realm of ideas and not people trying to look cool. Even though they're just trying to sound cool or sound smart. But I guess that's a topic for another day. And I'm going to call it today. So I appreciate you. I hope this has been helpful for you. Product, market, message, match. The right product for the right person, presented with the right sales copy, you got yourself a winner. Then do it again. We don't go swing in hammocks with Mai Tais. This is a frickin' business. You have your family's future to secure. You have your future to secure. Probably going to talk about longevity on this podcast at some point. Folks are growing older and they're having way better years in their 70s and 80s today than ever before. Right? This ain't like being old and decrepit. This is being old, still walking around the beaches and surfing and enjoying the hell out of my 80s and having the money to do so from anywhere in the world type stuff. That's what I'm preparing for financially, which is why I'm still out there fishing around for more product, market, message, matches. And I recommend you join in the crusade. The cool part is you can do this with honesty, with integrity. You can create things that people actually value. And your sales messaging can be done in a way that's so authentic and so genuine and so real. It's not sleazy. There's no hype required. because you just learn how to communicate to your audience that your thing will help them get to where they really want to go. But you got to know where that is. And I'm going to call it. If you haven't been through the customer avatar training, I will put a link to that in the show notes here. Go through that. It's a free training. It was a paid training. It needed to be free because it's one of the most important things you might ever do. Thank you. Have a blessed day. And I look forward to connecting with you on the next episode.